Hi everyone, welcome back to QP Learn Online Education Learn Perfect. The today is our one of the new topic, the Gauss law applications. So there are mainly three applications are there in Gauss law. In that one I would like to discuss with you today now. That is the first one is the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long straight uniformly charged wire. Okay, so this is one application. Here just you observe this diagram. So this is infinitely a long straight conductor. Okay, and here the long straight uniformly charged wire it is. Okay, here a cylinder shape, that is the Gaussian cylinder, just we imagined that. Okay, here the area, so this is the ds, this I am going to this, I selected this area, that is the part first part I will take. The same thing here also I am going to select the one of the area, so that is the part 2. And here at the point P, that I consider that part 3. So I considered three different parts. Okay, the first we have to consider here the three different parts. Then after this is 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle. The 2 pi r into L, it is the length. L means it is the length of the conductor. So here ds surface area, here ds surface area, here ds surface area. This E means it is the electric field direction. So here is the charge and it is the direction. Now we have to derive the equation to find the electric field intensity. So that is E. Okay, electric field intensity, that is E. Before that, first according to the Gauss law, according to Gauss law, what does it says? So that is the outward flux, this is the outward, the flux. Okay, the outward flux is equal to, outward flux in a closed surface area is equal to charge 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge is enclosed. So this is the Gauss law formula. The flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is the constant. Here the flux means the, that formula. What is the flux? Flux is the number of electric field lines passing per unit area is called electric flux. So that I will write. So that is this flux I will write E into ds. Okay, E into ds is the electric flux in a closed surface area, which is equal to the Q by epsilon naught I will take. So here what flux? The total flux, we are writing the total flux. The symbol is like that. Integration here circle small. Total flux. Are you clear? The total flux E into ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. What is the total flux? Here we assumed three parts. This is the first part, second part and third. The first part, second part and third part. Sum of these three parts is equal to the total. The total flux, here how much flux is moving outside, here how much flux is moving outside, here how much flux is moving outside. Our electric field lines are moving here. So all the 3 points we have to add. We added in this, that is the symbol, that is the integration, the circle symbol. Clear? So that is integration into E into ds is equal to, because this flux formula this is, and this is only which includes the only magnitude. If you want to directions also you can write. So like that, the direction, the E into ds, the cos theta is equal to the Q by epsilon naught. Clear? Now I will split into three different parts, because in three different parts what is the flux. So this is equal to, I will write integration, that is the first part. So E into ds cos theta plus integration second part E into ds the cos theta plus third one, that is the third part. Here this third part, that is the first part outward flux, second part flux, and third part flux. So that is also, that is E into ds the cos theta, which is equal to same thing. So this is the q by epsilon naught. Are you clear how I have written this one? So just this is the total flux. The total flux is divided into three parts, first, second and third part. Now just you observe the diagram here. The first case I will take, what is the angle here? So ds, the direction, the area direction is upward, but here charge is there, charge electric field direction is, it is like that. The field direction is like that, the area direction is upward, the angle between the area and the field direction is 90 degree. Clear? And the same thing here, the area, this considered area direction is downward, and here the charge, the field direction is like this. The angle between these two also 90 degree. But here the charge direction is like that. Okay, charge means electric field direction is like this, and the one area is also in this direction, both are in the same direction. So that's why this is the 0 degree. All the 3 degrees you substitute in this equation, so it will get simplified. So the first one, first part, so for example E into ds cos 90, first part is 90, plus second one, it is the second part, that is E into ds, that is also cos 90. Third part, that is the third part, E into ds cos 0 degree is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Clear? Now you know that the signs of sine, cos and cos 90, sin 90. So here the cos 0 degree is 1, the cos 90 degree is 0. In this case the cos 90 means it will become 0. 0 means 0 into multiply of whole thing, so it will get 0. Here is also cos 90, this also will become 0. Here cos 0 degree, this will become 1. So 1 into ds. The finally the integration of E into ds is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Okay, now you take E, you take outside, E you take outside, here ds, integration of ds is equal to the q by epsilon naught. So integration of ds is s, is equal to the q by epsilon naught. Okay, here s means it is the surface area. Okay, what is the surface area of the cylinder? The surface area of the cylinder s is equal to 2 pi r l. Clear? That is the surface area of cylinder. Just you substitute here E into 2 pi r l, which is equal to the q divided by epsilon naught. Now up to here it is the one format. Let it be equation 1. Now you what is charge? Here charge, not the charge is present here. The charge is present along the conductor. It is not even single and 2 or 3, but it has n number of the charges. N number of charges means we can't count that. We can't count means how we have to identify how much charge is present means just we have to apply for densities of the charge. There are three types of densities of charges. I think you know the linear density, that is lambda is equal to charge divided by L, means charge per unit length is the linear density. Again this sigma is equal to the charge by area, that is the surface area density. And third one, rho is equal to the charge by volume. So these are all the densities of charge per unit length, per unit area, per unit volume. Here it is the wire, it is a thin wire, means we will get the wire, it has a length, so that the linear charge density we have to apply here. See, now I will take this linear charge density, that is the lambda is equal to the Q by L. So what is Q? The Q is equal to lambda L. Are you clear? Because I'll send this L to this side, the Q will become, the Q is equal to lambda L. This lambda, so this Q is equal to 2L. In the place of Q you substitute lambda L in equation 1. So you will get, so E into 2 pi R L is equal to, in the place of Q, lambda L divided by epsilon naught. So here L and L will get cancelled. Our target is electric field, so this is the E is the electric field. You take it outside. E is equal to the lambda divided by the 2 pi epsilon naught, this epsilon naught, here R is there, I'll write R like this. So this is the final, the equation of the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. So in this way we have to derive this equation. This is the Gauss law first application. The second application we will discuss in the second video. Until then, bye bye, and thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.